Hello, I'm Mrs. Gleaton. I'm the counselor for the International Baccalaureate program at Land O'Lakes High School.
Miss Gleaton, we have a couple questions for you today. The first one is, how is IB different from middle school?
IB is really different from middle school because of the rigor of the curriculum. For students who haven't experienced high school before, I would say that high school is a challenge in itself. But if you take even regular high school courses and I like to say, up the notch to honors level courses, that's really what IB students are involved in. They're involved in all honors level courses in the ninth grade. And that's a true challenge for a student coming from a middle school into the high school for the first time.
How hard would you say the IB program is?
Well, I like to say that those bright and intelligent students who come into IB don't find the program that hard. But again, that's a relative question depending especially on three things. If the student has good, consistent study skills, if they're well organized, and if they have good time management skills, I feel that they do not find the program that difficult. Whether they use the word hard or easy with it, that's completely up to them. But I think those students that have those three qualities of good study skills, organization, and time management find that the program can be very successful for them.
For the upcoming ninth graders, what would you tell the eighth graders thinking about joining IB?
First of all, I would say, do you have any idea of what you would like to do at the end of your high school career? I like to think of high school as just a stepping stone. So I would challenge those students and their families to discuss what their plans are after high school. A good many of our students choose to come into IB because they know that they want to go on into graduate or postgraduate degrees at the college level. Sometimes those programs can be as much as 8, 9, 12 years of study after high school. So the IB program actually allows students to get a head start on college. That's really a big reason for most of our students coming into the program is that they truly want to enter college with college credits already in their pocket, so to speak.
How will IB help students in the future, and what have past IB graduates told you?
Oh,
How it's helped them?
good question. I kind of touched on that with the last question, how it helps students. The biggest reason is the college credits they take with them from high school. The other edge it gives students is if they're successful in the program, and we're talking about an overall B average, unweighted, that actually gives them really an edge into getting them into more selective colleges. The colleges across the United States recognize IB coursework in high school as being the most rigorous and showing success at a college level. So we have found that a lot of our students, successful students in IB, have the edge of getting into the more selective colleges. Also, the diploma is recognized internationally. We have a student who graduated 2 years ago as an example. His family is moving to Australia, and he was automatically accepted into that Australian college, university, because of his IB background in high school. So we think that's very exciting for students who know that they want to go on into future studies.
That's good to know. If you didn't make it freshman year, what would you do during the summer in order to prepare yourself to enter 10th grade?
Good question. We have several students who come to us as 10th graders for the first time into the pre-IB program here at Land O'Lakes. And what we advise them to do is to take the proper coursework so that they will be up to snuff, so to speak, with the coursework in the 10th grade. We want them, when they come into the program, to have the opportunity to be successful. So there are a list of courses that students should take in the ninth grade, whether if they're not in pre-IB already. And that would include a world history class. We like them to have some Spanish background, even though we've worked with some students with no Spanish background who've been very successful. So it's really on an individualized kind of look at each student who wants to come in, but we also have all of that information on 10th grade admission procedures at our school website online. So we would encourage parents and students to use the school website, the IB link, to get more information, and feel free to email us with any further questions.
How would you advise a current IB student who is struggling in the program?
Well, believe it or not, I go back to those 3 success factors. I want to know, what is your consistent daily study plan? If you don't have a study plan, that's something I'd like to help develop with you. I want to know how you're organized, with having the right materials when you get home in the afternoon and having the right materials when you're in class each day. And then your time management. You know, if you're prioritizing going out with friends during the weekday, that might be something that you have to consider and reprioritize to be sure that the schoolwork is successful. There are 2 questions I always ask students. A lot of them say, how long do I need to study? And that's a relative question depending on the student, but my answer is always the same. And that is, are you prepared every day that you walk into a class to take a test if the teacher were giving you a pop test? If you are, you've studied enough.
Lastly, do you think that IB is worth it?
The students who we have to come back and visit us from their colleges or wherever they happen to be in life tell us not to change a thing. And this is after 13 years of graduates, because we always ask that question. We want to know, how can we improve? I think the diploma rate that we have here at Land O'Lakes High School speaks a lot to the program. We have very strong teachers who work very hard to help students to be successful, and we have students who have committed themselves to working hard to be successful in the program. So it's not the program for everybody. It's an opportunity, and I have to commend students who are willing to come into the high school for the first time and to commit to the program for a year or 2 years. And then they might find out, you know, there are other ways that I can also earn college credit, and maybe IB is not the answer for me, but maybe it is, and we congratulate those students every day for the accomplishments that they've made.
We'd like to thank you for letting us
Oh.
interview you. Is there anything else you guys want to add?
Well, I just have to say thank you for the opportunity, and again, to me, you're showing the wonderful possibilities and challenges of IB students, even considering to do such a thing to offer to other students. So thank you for all of your efforts too. It's really special.
You're welcome. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Awkward.